Ammon Bundy here after a long day, but I had some things I needed to bring to you. I received a message from Jason Casella from Panda, People Against the NDAA, about this bill that is being presented to the Idaho legislature to protect the people against basically the NDAA, federal agencies coming into our homes and arresting, detaining, imprisoning without due process, without indictment, without a grand jury, and the list goes on. And Jason Casella with Panda was over at the Senate buildings today, and he was speaking with Chairman Siddoway, who is a conservative, who has taken an oath to uphold the Constitution, and who is actually believes that we are to befriend the Constitution according to his religious beliefs. And I am concerned from what he said, because he said to Jason that he did not think the bill should be heard because he does not believe that there is an imminent threat. And this concerns me because Chairman Siddoway, Senator Siddoway, what do you consider as an imminent threat? I would like to know that. Is that after someone has been detained unknown to their family? After federal agency agents have kicked in a family's door and terrorized them and drug off their loved one and taken them who knows where? Is that after due process has been deprived to an individual who may be somewhere in the country or maybe in one of the territories? What would you consider as an imminent threat if it is not a bill from U.S. Congress overriding due process as protected by the Constitution? The first 10 amendments of the United States Constitution is what we constitute as the Bill of Rights. And over half of these amendments are protecting the accused. So we have to believe that when these amendments, the Bill of Rights, was drafted, that those people at that time were being falsely accused and drug off. In fact, we know that this was the case, that they were being taken to Great Britain on simple accusations, and many times their family never saw them again. They were imprisoned. They had fake trials or no trials at all, and all of this was going on, and that is why they drafted and insisted that the Constitution for the United States be amended and that the Bill of Rights were added. And so as a representative of the people, I'm going to remind you that it is your duty to uphold the Constitution of the United States. I'm going to remind you that the people, in the Fourth Amendment, it lists that the people have a right to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizures, and that it shall not be violated. I'll remind you that the NDAA violates this directly. That the Fifth Amendment says that no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on presentment or indictment of a grand jury. The NDAA violates this right. Chairman Siddoway, the Sixth Amendment says that the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and a public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed. Are you familiar with the NDAA? Because the NDAA allows federal agencies to take somebody completely to a different state or a territory to not give them the right to a speedy trial, that they can be incarcerated indefinitely, and not give them a right to a public trial. The Fifth Amendment goes on and says, nor shall they be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. The NDAA says exactly opposite, that they can be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of law. The Sixth Amendment goes on and it says, the accused shall be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. These are all rights that are his. And all of these rights in one form or another are violated by the NDAA. Chairman Siddoway, I'm asking you to wake up and realize what the NDAA is. The Eighth Amendment reads, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. Senator Siddoway, do I need to remind you that the greatest form of excessive bail is no bail at all? And the NDAA allows federal agents to come into your home and take you on accusation only and not give you bail. Also, what about cruel and unusual punishment? I know a little bit about this. I spent 2 years in prison away from my family, my children. I was never allowed to touch them for almost 2 years. That pain is almost unbearable for me to think about even now. And you're allowing it to happen in our state. The Ninth Amendment. The enumerations in the Constitution, this Constitution, of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Meaning that in any way or form, this Constitution cannot be construed to take the rights away from the people. And if in any way you have declared the NDAA as constitutional, this amendment alone says you are wrong. And finally, the 10th Amendment. Because you are a state senator, meaning you have power to stop the federal government from doing this. The 10th Amendment. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. And so I ask you, Senator Siddoway, Chairman, to hear this bill, to encourage the other senators to pass it, and to protect the people of Idaho. And all those who are listening, who are constituents or in other states, it doesn't matter. I'm asking you also to call Chairman Siddoway at 208-663-4585 or email him at jsiddoway@senate.idaho.gov. And let him know that it is his duty to uphold the Constitution of the United States and to protect the people against federal agencies that would come in on accusation only and take away all rights protected under the Bill of Rights. Thank you.